What's up, everybody? It's your boy, your favorite villain, and I am here today with a new microphone, some new equipment, all that. I hope I sound better. I hope this video ends up looking better. I'm going to take some time editing it. But anyways, what I have for you today, of course, is the next battle in our swordsmanship tournament. If you don't know how it works, please exit out of the video, come back to it later after you watch my video on the swordsmanship tournament. But basically, stats are equalized, AP equalized. So for example, if your sword has a special AP hack like a lightsaber, it won't matter. We take all that, throw that out, equalize everything, and just determine who is the superior swordsman when the two step in the ring. Up for today's battle, of course, is Conan the Barbarian in one corner versus Afro Samurai in the other. Who wins? I'm going to break down both. We'll review what they've done, and in the end, I will let you guys know who I think wins. First up to talk about is Conan. Conan's one of the most famous barbaric / heroic figures in history. Wasn't necessarily a hero, was more just showed up, beat up the biggest bad guy around, and took your girl. That was basically his whole thing. But he is considered a classic hero, classic character, and has some impressive dueling feats over his years in comics and other media. For example, he has outdueled, beaten, and killed multiple samurai at the same time, fighting in quick succession. He later in a comic went on to defeat a prominent warrior of the time and defeated them with a brutal, fast backstab. He has a defensive sword stance that is actually described as having been perfected before Conan learned it. So it at least has some clout, at least in his world, for being a very solid defensive approach. He also has shown great brutality and viciousness in his strikes when he's seeking to finish the fight rather quickly. Conan as well has shown the ability to withstand and react to blitzing style swordsmen. He is such an aware duelist and so in tune with the world combatively that he can successfully duel other people even while he himself is blindfolded. He is also so situationally aware as a duelist that he can tag an invisible man by listening for things like breath and footsteps. He also has been revealed to have heavy martial prowess experience in his background in general, not just restricted to swords fighting. He's shown some prominence in regular melee strikes while fighting someone in a sword fight. He even does this against physically superior foes. He was able to defeat in the black and white comics someone who was noted to be a master martial artist in the verse. It's then later revealed in comics that Conan is considered the best knife fighter of his age. I do believe this is relevant in the swordsmanship battle because if you take a look at his equipment and what they considered knives and short swords, it basically is a short sword. Could even technically count as a regular sword, and he's considered the best of his time using it. In crossover comics with Marvel, we've seen him duel and tag Captain America. We've seen him in just a few panels dispatch of the likes of Wolverine. He's bested the best swordsman on Earth of the time and took the title from them after. He's considered himself to be perfectly in sync with his sword as if it's his own body. He's skilled at throwing his sword. He's been able to outduel and outmaneuver an entire tribe. He fights so well, even against groups and blitzes, that people oftentimes hit each other more times than they hit him. He's bested two, quote, master swordsmen of the time, at the same time able to hold off both and defeat both. He can also handle opponents and defeat opponents who had the superior physical edge at the time. And that about wraps up all the skill stuff for Conan. Conan will not have an easy one in this round because he's going up against Afro Samurai now. Afro Samurai, his father was a legendary duelist, and after watching his father get cut down in front of him, He swore to one day hunt down the man that killed his father and take back the #1 headband. Even as a kid, Afro Samurai was well acclimated to the dueling lifestyle and life of a swordsman, and even showed he had some promise as a duelist even as a child, even leaping and slashing away and killing those he did not like. He also had the strength and skill as a child to behead someone, which is ridiculous. Afro Samurai has shown the ability to defeat the cyborg version of himself. Essentially, this version was an exact replica of the duelist Afro Samurai is, except it had a 20% physical amp in superiority against the regular Afro. During this fight, Afro had to fight a faster, physically superior character with the same moves. In order to win, Afro slipped into a subconscious combative swordsman mode in which it allowed him to use new moves he had never thought of before. So essentially, even if you're his physical equal, with all his moves, know everything he brings to the table, he could slip into a state which allows him, as a duelist, to hit you with new stuff instantly. He was able to show promise and counter the #1 duelist who was able to previously best Afro's father, and that was some time ago, and his father was the best at the time. So the fact that Afro can challenge this guy and go toe-to-toe with him is quite impressive. He's reacted to a metahuman attack that would stun or straight up surprise most duelists. I think this is important to note as we are comparing their dueling styles, because this shows that even weird things in a duel, the weird intangible / things we can't really predict, if those were to occur, Afro has shown he is well equipped with handling that instantly. He's also shown he is comfortable with and even talented in unarmed martial combat, taking on several groups at a time rather easily and ragdolling them. He's outmaneuvered the second samurai and landed a fatal blow on him. He can casually duel in mid-air, even with no place to balance on. He has insane willpower. He has confirmed on multiple times as a duelist. He's extremely tough, even taking torture and physical brutality and still retaliating properly as a duelist. So he keeps a level head during these insane times. He's also excellent at ignoring damage from surprise hits and adapting after. So basically, you can hit him as hard as you can surprise him as much as you want, but in the end, he's going to be able to adapt and most of the time overcome. So, if these two duelist stats equalize were to meet in a random encounter, who do I see winning? I have Conan. Now, I think this will surprise most people, but a lot of people assume Conan just hits stuff because he's physically stronger or, he's just a brute. But he's actually demonstrated time and time again that he is the superior duelist among many in his time, even going so far as being labeled the best of the age. So comparatively, for accolades as skilled duelists, it's not even close. He's demonstrated multiple times he's able to casually retain the, label as the most skilled, and he's showed up time and time again. He's going to have an answer for everything for Afro. He's handled blitzing styles, which is Afro likes. Afro, the only argument he somewhat had in his favor was he's shown he could duel someone that was an exact copy and overcome through slipping into that weird mental state. However, that was someone that knew all of his moves. Conan's coming at him with new stuff that Afro's never seen before. So there's no proof really Afro would do well against this battle-tested, this skilled of a warrior. And in the end, because of his accolades and his casual major victories, I gotta go with Conan. He might suffer a couple scratches, but he has no major injuries moving on to the next round. And in the end, Conan the Barbarian wins. Anyways, guys, Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the video. If you like the improved quality, if you like the mic, anything I should improve, let me know. If you're looking forward to the next battle, hit the like button. Anyway, it's been your favorite villain here with this matchup, and I will see y'all later. Peace.